knowledge of oneself. What is knowledge of oneself? As its name says, is to get to know oneself. And that knowledge is going to come from inside us, okay? So it's not an outside information, it's information that is deep inside us, that is the only thing that is real and is true, okay? So how are we going to do this? Well, first of all, we must understand that we are made of 3 parts, okay? We have our physical body, and we have our mind, and we have our conscious. Well, you don't spell it that way, but there we go. And we have our conscious, okay? So, first we have here our physical body. Our physical body has so many things that we ignore, okay? It is made of energy, and we could use that energy to do many things, okay? We have, in that body, we have our chakras, okay? And that's something that we must learn how to use, okay? How to open them, how to send energy to the world, okay? Plus, we must remember that in our hands, we can heal. We're able to heal people from one place to another. We're able to feel other people's energy. How come sometimes we go to a place and we feel like, oh my God, I don't know, they have like a bad energy, the place is heavy. How did you feel that? Okay, so we have things that we don't understand. So we must get to know our physical body, okay? Our mind. Our mind is something that we must get to know too, okay? All our thoughts, where do they come from, okay? How come they control this physical body? Because sometimes we want to do something, but we end up doing something else. And at the end we say, what did I do? Why did I do that? I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said that. Oh, but I'm not like that. I don't know what happened. Well, this is what happened. This is what manipulates us. Because inside our mind, we have a million concepts of different things of the world, things from religion, things about sex, what our parents said, what the school teacher said, what our friends say, what our boss said, what the TV shows us, what a book shows us, what a movie showed us, what people say about us, what we think about something, things that have happened to us, cultural things, okay? So there are like all of these bunch of things in our mind that are not even true, but they're there inside us and they manipulate our physical body and they take us to do things that at the end we don't even understand why we did them, okay? And we have our conscious, okay? And that conscious is what makes us repent, and it tells us, like, what did you do? Why did you do that? And that's when we have that feeling like, oh no, oh my God. It's because of that conscious that we have. Unfortunately, we only have 3% of that conscious. That's why we are so unconscious every day. We do unconscious things. We just look like robots. We go around being mechanical and we just do stuff, and that's it, we're done. Right? But we never stop to think like, wait, what am I doing? Right? We just do things mechanical. We just walk home, but we never like look at the things. We don't even realize what's there, okay? That's because we're always unconscious, or we're just walking around with our phone and we're all concentrated, and that's all we do, okay? So here we're going to learn about our physical body. We're going to learn about all those wonderful things that we could do with our body. We're going to learn about our mind, how to control our thoughts, okay? how to eliminate those defects that we have that makes us do worse things, okay? And we're going to start being more conscious. So we have 97% of that conscious trapped in our mind, and it is trapped inside all of these defects. So once we discover all these concepts and we take out the truth that is trapped in there, all the good stuff that's in there, all the knowledge that's inside that thought, inside each of these concepts that we have, then that's going to make us be more conscious. So then we're going to be 4%, 6%, 10, and the objective of all this course, which is absolutely free, is to get to have 100% of conscious, okay? So we must understand, first of all, that we're made of these three parts. The conferences, the free conferences, because everything here is free, it's going to be divided in in 4 pillars. Okay, so we're going to see some that are going to be about science. Okay, we're going to see others about psychology, and others are going to be about Supra-sex, and others are going to be about Mistic. Okay, so the 50 conferences are divided in these 4 pillars that we're going to talk about. Okay, what's the objective of science? Is to prove, because this is our objective. It's for you to prove that everything that we're going to see here during those 50 conferences is true. Okay, but it's not true because I say it. Okay, it's true because you're going to practice and you're going to verify and see that it is true. Okay, what are we going to see in science? We're going to talk about astral unfoldment, or let's just say astral travels. Okay, so when we go to sleep at night, the body is the one who goes to sleep, but our soul comes out and it travels. Has it ever happened to you that you go to a place where you have never been before, but though you know that you've been there before and you know where you are, and you're like, if I turn to the right, I know the church, there's a big church over there. And if I go that way, there's a park over there. And anyways, you're like, but how do I know that? And you go and you're like, oh my God, and the church is there. And then you go back and, yep, the park is on that side. How do you know? How do you know that something is going to happen in a few days? And you just say, no, it's that I had a dream, and I had this strange dream. Or sometimes we dream with someone, and we see that person like 2-3 days later, and we're like, oh my God, but I dreamt with you, and now I'm seeing you here after so many years. So all of this is because of astral travels, because it's an unfoldment that everybody has when they go to sleep. What happens that unfortunately, since during the day we are unconscious, we just go to sleep and we see our dreams like a movie, okay? And then the next day we just laugh like, ha ha ha, I was dreaming this thing and that's it. But no, every dream has a message, and every dream is trying to tell us something. So it's time for us to start paying attention to our dreams, okay? And to start being more conscious in our day-to-day, every day. What am I doing? What am I thinking? Has something changed? Oh, look, the neighbor changed the door. Start being more conscious of what's around us, okay? And that's going to make us be more conscious when we go to sleep. On the 3rd conference, we teach how to do an astral travel, okay? All the time, we're going to give you complete practices, okay? I'm not going to leave you in the middle of something and tell you, well, if you want more information, here's my book, or you could buy my videos. No. Here, everything is always going to be completely free and complete information. Plus, if you need more information, then you could just ask me through the YouTube, through the Facebook page, through my WhatsApp, okay? So, everything you could ask of everything, okay? So, science, astral travel. We're going to see meditation, different ways to meditate, okay? So, when we hear the word meditation, all we think about is like, yep, putting your mind in white and well, we're going to see that too, okay? But also, meditation is to think about something, okay? When you have a problem, you're just going to think about it, but we're going to teach you how to really meditate on that problem, how to connect yourself with your conscious, so you can then not have that feeling that I shouldn't have done that, and you know that you did what you had to do, okay? So we will see those two kinds of meditations, okay? The one where we're just going to sit back, relax, put our mind in blank, and we're going to go to another dimension, okay? And we'll see the other kind of meditation, which is to learn how to solve problems, okay? And to do an astral travel, to make a meditation, well, we also need to know about relaxation. So how to relax our body. Okay, so we're going to learn about also karma. Sometimes we say, but I don't know, all of a sudden everything goes wrong. Or or sometimes we do things that we don't even know that we're getting karma because we're doing that. So we're going to see also the laws of karma, okay? We're going to see how you could pay karma, okay? That's really interesting. Sometimes we have an accident and we don't even know where it came from or why all of a sudden everything just went wrong, because it was time to pay karma. So we could pay that karma so we don't have to suffer, okay? Or we could negotiate that karma. So this is wonderful, okay? Just to learn all of this about all the laws of the universe, just to know how to be a better person, how to live better, live in a smart way. I'm not here to change your religion, to change your concepts. That's why here everything is going to be for you, the proof, okay? So this really changed my life for good. That's why I do this and I give this conference with love, because they really changed my life. They made me so different. They made me see the world how it really is, and it took me out from where I was, and I'm really grateful with life for this knowledge. So I give this knowledge with all the love to other people, okay? And I love it because every person can just prove it. And they don't have to say, well, yeah, because, well, maybe it happened to you, not maybe it happened to me. It happens to everybody. And fortunately, it's astral travel, it's already proof in science that it's real and it happens. Meditation, many people have here videos and they show us how to make a meditation, but what exactly happens when you go to a 6th and a 7th dimension. That's other things we see here are about dimensions. Okay, that they exist, how they are, where they are, how you could travel to them, what you could see there, okay, everything you could do there, and of course, the best. Just prove it. And don't worry, because it's absolutely safe. All the things here that we teach is because we know they're safe, okay? So that's what we're going to see in science. Psychology, of course. Psychology is a must, okay? Psychology is something that sometimes people are scared of and they think like, oh my God, no, but I have to visit a psychologist. But people are going to think I'm crazy, but I don't think, but why do I need to go there? But really, every person should visit a psychologist because there's nothing wrong with it. But the best thing is to learn how to be your own psychologist, because only you know the fear that you have, only you know exactly what you feel, okay, how you think. So here we're going to become our own psychologist, okay? So let's just think about it. Why do we change so much? We change every day. And we change every day according to things we don't even know. Sometimes we're just moody. We just wake up angry and I'm not in the mood. Sometimes we just wake up like completely happy. We sing all the day. We tell people, oh my God, you look great today. Oh, I want to go there and I want to eat this with that. And we're like extremely hyper. And then the next day, I don't know, we're just normal, back to normal. And sometimes we just want nothing and we don't want nobody to talk to us. We don't want to even look at our phone and we're like, I just want to be out, okay? So we're completely strange. Plus, just think about it. Imagine you have $10 to go out with the person, somebody you like, but you only have $10 with you. That's all, okay? So that is just one you. But let's suppose that instead of having $10, you have $100 with you. Oh, didn't that make you different? That's not going to be the same you. Now you're going to be different because you have $100 with you. So now your mind is going deeply different. And imagine now you're going to have $1,000 with you to go out. Oh my God, that's like the complete change. I mean, you change so much from one thing to another, right? There's a big change for us from having 10 to go out, from having 100 to have $1,000 with you, okay? So just one thing, one simple thing as money makes us change so much. And that happens every day. And I bet you that if we go and ask your family about you, they're going to tell me some specific things. And they're going to tell me, oh, well, he or she is like this, this, and that, and he doesn't like this, this, and that. And then if we go to the school and we ask whoever was your teacher, they're going to tell us something different from what mom said. And they will tell you, oh, no, but oh, he does this and that. And then if we go where you work now and we ask your boss about you, he's going to give me something different. And if I ask your friends about you, they're going to tell me something completely different too. And why? Because we have a mask for everybody, okay? We put on a mask for our mom. Imagine when we needed a permission. And when I asked that I need to go out, then we would go and make our room first, and then we would show him or her our test. Look, Mom, I got a 5. And then at the end, we will be asking, can I go out tonight? Can I go out until 12, 1? Oh, is that my best friend is having a party? Okay, why? Because we needed something, and then we changed. And it happens to everybody, but we change every day. Why? Because we have many things in our mind, okay, that makes us change little by little. If we like somebody, if we don't like somebody, if we want to have sex with that person, if we want money from that person, if it's summer, if it's winter, if I'm healthy, if I'm sick, if I'm bored, if I'm happy, if I don't even know what to do, if I'm depressed, I'm blue. And we just keep on changing and changing and changing. But we never stop to look, why am I changing, okay? Like something so typical in teenagers is for them to be angry. And they go home and mom tells you, oh man, you have to clean up your room. And they get angry. But why do I have to clean it up? I know where everything is, though everything is disorganized. I know where everything is. If I need my dictionary, I know it's there under that corner under the table. I know it is. And my sneakers for the gym, oh, they're on that other corner. But everything is a mess. But I know where my stuff are. But if they tell you clean your room, you get upset. Why? That's it. You just get upset. But that's the interesting question. Why do I get upset? Well, inside me, there is something that tells me because I'm lazy. And you know why? Because if today I get home and mom tells me that I have to go clean up my room, and if I go clean up my room, you know what's going to happen the next day? Oh, my room is already clean. So mom is now going to tell me, well, here is the broom, sweetie, and now clean up the rest of the house. So now I'm not liking it, right? And we already know that's going to be happening. And then the next day, oh, look, here's the thing so you could dust. And now you have to wash the dishes. So it's easier if I just get angry every time they tell me to do something. So at the end, they won't tell me to do something. So at the end, it's not that I'm moody, is that just lazy and I don't want to help out. Okay, well, I have other things to do. You have to be with your friends, chat, listen to music, do homework. You have your own life at that age. Okay, you don't want to know about cleaning. But why? Because that's just the time, and you're just lazy and you don't want to do it. And that's like the typical thing when you're a teenager. Then we grow up, and then we become parents, and then, I don't know, we just learn to have the house clean, and then we like it. Or at least that's how it happened to me. When I was a teenager, oh, forget it. My room was a mess. Don't tell me about cleaning. I know where my stuff are. Don't bother. And I was moody, and that's it. Now that I grew up, now that I am a mother, I love to have my house clean. And I just love it to be around and putting things around and having everything clean. It just changed, okay? But you have to understand your mind. Though it looks normal, like, okay, well, that's normal when I was a teenager. Oh, that's normal now that I'm an adult. But no, that's what we have learned, to think that things are normal. But no, things are not normal. We always have to go into our psychology and ask ourselves, why? Why is it that I want to keep my house clean now and before I didn't? Oh, why? Well, maybe because now you're married. And you don't want him to go away, or because you don't want people to be pointing at you and saying, oh, she is so dirty. Oh, that's so nasty to go to her house. I mean, you don't know what is behind your mind, because we don't usually start analyzing our stuff. So we have to be thinking like, why? Or why? Because now I am an overprotective mother. And it happens that now I just, oh my God, no, because the baby's gonna be sick. And no, because he's walking around and he touches everything and he puts everything inside his mouth. So, oh, that's not normal if you're going to be all the time so overprotective. It's not normal for you to do things because people are pointing at you, okay? So, that's why we must learn how to study our psychology. So once I've noticed, like, okay, yep, being overprotective, this is not good. So what do? I ask my Divine Mother to, your Divine Mother is just your conscious. That's how I call it. And if you look in the history of India, you're going to find that they have a woman with all these hands, and in her arms, she has these tools. It's just to kill each one of these concepts and wrong ways of being and thinking in our minds. So you could either just ask your conscious or ask your Divine Mother to kill that thought or to eliminate that way of being, okay? Because I don't want to be an overprotective mother all the time. I mean, it's good to protect your children, that's normal, but I don't want to be overprotective and over him all the time and stop living. So I'm not going to have lunch until the kid eats at 4 p.m. and lunch was made at 12, but he doesn't want to eat, so I don't eat because I'm not hungry until he eats. Well, then I'm going to get sick, and if I get sick, I'm going to look out for the kid, okay? So that's why you have to start analyzing, okay? So this, every time that I detect something, because I'm always observing myself all the time, why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? Why am I not eating at this time? Then, oh, okay, because I have an overprotective way of being. So, Divine Mother, please kill that overprotective way of being, or eliminate that overprotective way of being from me. Okay? So that's just one step of psychology. And that's just going to make for that overprotective way of me, of the overprotective way of being of myself, to be smaller. It's not going to disappear. It's just going to be smaller. It's going to make me like when you count to 10 and you feel better, or you drink a glass of water and you're like, okay, I feel better. That's what it's going to do. But when I really want to stop being definitely overprotective, I must understand this way of being. So I must study. And when do I do this? Anytime that I have time. Okay? So let's say that in the morning you have time. You could wake up 30 minutes before to study one way of being that you don't like. So in this case, we'll just continue with the overprotective thought. So I'm going to study that thought. Okay? So how do I start studying? Why did I choose that thought? Okay? What consequences do I have from this? Okay? What other thoughts come from here? Okay? Because I don't want the child to be sick, because I want everything to be good for him, because I feel that it's my whole responsibility, because I'm going to die if something happens to him. Okay? So there we see that like there are so many different things. So then we analyze each of these things. Okay? So for example, this is a really good one, because I feel that I'm going to die if something happens to him. And that's something that that many mothers have, and it's that fear, but that fear must go away. Okay? Because that fear doesn't let us enjoy being with our kid, because all the time is that I'm going to die if I lose him. Oh my God, I'm going to die if he gets lost. Oh my God, I'm going to die if he shocks with something. So all the time I'm looking. And then that's going to make me live with fear. Okay? Doesn't mean that now I'm going to be a relaxed mom. No, I'm not asking you to do that. But I must study that, because that's going to bring some really big consequences to the kid when he grows up. And that's going to bring consequences to me too. Especially for my health, I'm going to become sick. Okay? So I begin to take out more information of each way of being, why it shouldn't live inside me. Is it normal? What has it made me done? What mistakes have I made in life with this? And when people have done this to me, how have I felt? And when I have done it to others, why have I done it? So you start taking out all of this information, and what you're doing is taking out knowledge from yourself. Okay? Nobody is teaching you, but you're learning from your own psychology, and from your own, and by your own, you're becoming a better person. You're becoming a psychologist. You're becoming your own psychologist. And only you could help yourself. How? By learning about you. Okay? So once we eliminate these things, then we're going to have the best, right? Because now I'm not going to have something that is bad. I'm going to have something that is good. And it's what you learned. And what I learned now make me conscious. Because now I'm conscious about myself. I'm conscious about my fears. I'm conscious of how or how to raise that child. You see, now you're a conscious person. Now you're not 3% conscious. You are 4% conscious. Now you're not 97% unconscious. Now we're just 96. And every habit that we have, and every concept, and every thought that doesn't let us be, it's going to be studied. And that's going to make us more conscious day by day. Okay? Where's my eraser? You see? When you don't pay attention to your day-to-day life, then you lose stuff, you see? So that's about psychology, and our conferences are going to be about that, and we'll be studying different things of psychology, okay? Supra-sex, oh my God, we're going to talk about sex. Isn't that great? We're going to have different conferences about different things, and they are 50, and those 50 conferences are mixed here, okay? So we'll talk about Supra-sex more than 10 times too. That's just wonderful. I really love this. I mean, to talk about sex, it's easy. There's different things that we have learned. Unfortunately, in school, they only taught us about just having sex. Like if we were animals, you know, just mate. And all they think about and care about is telling us how to protect yourself for not being pregnant, how to protect yourself from any disease, right? Wear a condom, and that's it, okay? But sex, it's really deep. It's a really deep subject, because as we were talking before, we're made of energy. We have powers, okay? We are healers. And all of this is used in Supra-sex, okay? Everything, okay? We use our energy for Supra-sex. We develop powers in Supra-sex. We heal ourselves and others in Supra-sex. So really, sex is something really important. Sex is something wonderful, and it has some big power that we don't even imagine, okay? And that's where we're going to be here talking about all the time, and we're going to be always teaching you things about Supra-sex and all the benefits, okay? And the practice, we're going to see it here right now, because I consider that it's something that it's like we cannot wait, okay? I mean, the other things like here, yeah, you could wait for this practice, you could wait to learn about this practice, but about Supra-sex, it's something so important that we must learn, and for me, it's a must know, okay? So, for this practice, there are some points that are really important, which are no ejaculation. At the beginning, it's surprising, like, really? I mean, how you're gonna have sex and not ejaculate? Well, what we're going to do is that we're going to absorb that energy, and it's going to go in our body, and it's going to regenerate our physical body, okay? And there is no orgasm. Obviously, if you don't get to ejaculate, well, you won't get to an orgasm. That doesn't mean that this practice is boring. That doesn't mean that it's not fun. It doesn't mean that also it's like kind of cold, although it is not. I mean, it is wonderful, okay? To be with a person and have a Supra-sex practice, it is one of the best things and one of the best feelings ever, okay? So, requirements, always the same person. Why always the same person? Because here we're talking about energy, okay? And we need two energies, always, okay? I cannot mix my energy with somebody else's energy, because here I'm going to be creating, okay, and regenerating. So I need always the same energy, okay? And that same energy is going to come from somebody else who must be from a different sex. That means if I'm a woman, he must be a man. If you're a man, then she must be a woman, okay? Why? Because this is science, and we have a negative pole of energy, and men have a positive pole of energy. When we put them together, we have power. We have energy, okay? It's like when we need real energy, you have two wires. Usually there's a red one and there's a blue one, and you put them together and boom, you have energy, right? But if I put the two blue cables together, I'm not going to get any energy. If I put those two red cables together, I'm not going to get any energy, okay? So that's why you just need different poles in order to have that power, to have that energy, okay? And if you're watching the video and you have your partner, it's from the same sex, then I really tell you, and I suggest you not to do this practice. You could keep watching my videos, of course. I mean, this is for everybody, and it is absolutely for everybody. But I must always tell you the truth, okay? So in this way, if you have the partner of the same sex, please don't do this practice, because at the end, maybe not at the beginning, but after a time, since you have the same pulse of energy, then you're not going to be healing, okay? It's not going to be healing for you, okay? You're not going to develop good powers, okay? And your energy is going to go down. So just do all the other practices, okay? But except this one, continue, hold on, continue having continue having the same sexual relationship you're having with your partner, okay? Doesn't matter, okay? This is just another way to show people how to have sex, okay? But just continue and there's no problem, okay? So, we will always have the same person, okay? And of the different sex for this practice, okay? And like always in a sexual practice, we're going to have kisses. Of course, we're going to have caresses, because men need to have a good erection in order to do this practice, right? And a woman needs to be wet, then if not, it's going to be painful. So obviously, we need to have kisses and caresses at the beginning, and obviously you need to connect with your partner, and obviously you have movements, okay? But what's going to happen? We're going to stop when you feel that, okay, well, you know your body, and you know that if you continue, you're going to have an orgasm, and you know that if you continue, then you're going to end up ejaculating. So just stop. But stop doesn't mean for you to disconnect. I mean, you continue connected with your partner, but we're going to begin a breathing process, okay? And in that breathing process, it's going to be divided in 3 parts. The breathing process is divided in 3 parts, okay? So, we inhale, hold, and exhale. So once we inhale, always, so remember, you're connected with your partner, and we're just going to stop moving, okay? So there, we'll begin the breathing process. So we inhale through your nose, take the air to your lungs, take it down to your stomach, and then goes to your sexual glands. Once it's there, then just visualize that from your coccyx, that's where you hold, then this golden thread is going to go up your spine, go straight up your spine, and it's going to go right here between your eyes, okay, between your eyebrows. Once that energy is there, that golden thread, then when we exhale, we're going to pronounce a mantra. E. Okay? Then we do it again. We inhale, The air goes into our lungs, we push it down to our stomach, goes down to our sexual glands, and there we hold that air. And again, I visualize that from my coccyx, this golden thread comes up and it goes up, up, up all your spine, straight, ouch, and it's going to come right here between our eyebrows, and then we exhale the mantra, and again, we inhale through our nose, it goes down to our lungs, push it down to your stomach, goes down to your sexual glands. Again, hold that air from your coccyx. Just visualize a golden thread that is going to go through your spine up straight, and it continues going up and again between your eyebrows. And once that energy is there, we exhale. Oh. There we have done one Supra-sex practice. You could continue doing it as many times as you want, okay? How many seconds should you inhale? Well, you should inhale 20, hold 20, and exhale for 20. But maybe at the beginning is just too much for you. So, okay, well, then begin with 7 seconds. Do it for 7 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and then just go up. Then next time I'll do it 8 seconds. Then next week I'll do it for 10 seconds. And it doesn't matter, okay? But the best is if you could get to do this for 20 seconds. The best, if you could pronounce this out loud, great. If you can't, then just do it in your mind, okay? There's no problem. How do you know that you have finished? Well, if you're having this sex practice, and you're in the breathing process and you feel that your energy is going down, that your sexual need is like, oh, well, we're not feeling so hot anymore, you could go back to have kisses and caresses and bring up all that energy. And then again, when you feel that you're going to get to an orgasm, stop again and begin the breathing process again and begin doing this again. Then we're going to get to the point where usually in men you're going to notice that there's no more erection, okay? That's it, it's over, okay? In women, we notice that where there's no more sexual need, we feel satisfied, and that's how you know that the practice is done. But it feels great, and it is great, and it's really, really satisfying for both. Now, tips, recommendations at the end. Do not take a shower after this practice. You must wait at least 2 hours to take a shower. Why? Because this is energy and it's going to be extremely hot. I mean, maybe physically you won't feel like, oh my God, it's hot, but all your spine, it's hot inside because all of that energy that you took and you brought up, okay? So don't take a shower. No shower, okay, till 2 hours later, okay? And when can we not do this practice? Well, there is no practice when the woman has her period, her PMS, okay? So if the woman has her period, no, we're not doing this practice. We'll wait 7 days and then you could start doing the practice again. And no, we're not doing this practice if the woman is pregnant, okay? If the woman is pregnant, we're not doing this practice. Why? Because the baby needs this energy. The baby needs to heal, okay? The baby needs that energy and it needs to be healthy. So if in that practice, you're taking away that energy from the baby, then it's not good for the baby, okay? So if you have your period, no practice. If you're pregnant, no practice. If you did the practice, then we're not taking a shower until 2 hours later, okay? But the rest, you could do it. Another thing, since I was telling you at the beginning that this practice, it's a must-do with only one person. We're not going to be changing couples because we need just that energy from that other person Then what happens if you break up? What happens if the person goes away? What happens if the person dies? I mean, if that's it, if we're not a couple anymore, then you must wait at least 1 year, okay? Just wait 1 full year without having sex. It's not about not having Supra-sex. No, it's about not having sex, no sex for 1 year, so your bodies could, the energy of each one could go away, okay? And after a year, you could start your practice again with somebody else, okay? If you have any questions about this, guys, let me know, okay? And at the end, we'll have Mistic. That's going to be shorter now, but later on we'll have full conference about Mistic. But what is Mistic? Mistic is love. I don't know if you can see the heart, but it's about love, okay? This is what this is all about. It's about love. How to develop love, how to become a better person. That's why these conferences are free. Because we must learn to give others what we have. I mean, if I have time to do this video, why not? Okay? If I have time, because I work too, but I mean, I only work 8 hours, but after those 8 hours, I am able to take at least 2, 4 hours a week to make a video, to go to the conference and have the virtual online conference. Why not? Isn't it selfish? Isn't it selfish to have this knowledge and not share it with people? That is very selfish. This is what Mistic is about, is to stop being selfish, okay? Learn to give others without waiting to receive something back. I mean, just do it because that's what your conscious is here for. That's what everybody is here for. If we look at everybody works, and any job that you do is, what's the objective of every job that we do? To help others. If you work in a reception, you're helping people out. Hi, how can I help you? Or you're making phone calls. You're receiving phone calls too. You're helping. If I work in the cleaning part, well, I'm mopping the floors. Why? So others, when they come in, they find a clean place. So everybody does something. An architect, why does he does that? Because to help others. Because other people need a house, other people need a building, you need a bridge. And every single job is just to help others, okay? So that's what we're here for. That's what our conscious is here for, to help others, to learn from others, and to give the knowledge that we have from others. And everything that we do, we get back. So if you give knowledge to others, you'll receive knowledge. If I give love to others, that's what I get back. If I give hate to others, hate is going to come back to me. So this is what we're going to be learning all the time. And this is all going to be knowledge of oneself. It's not going to be my knowledge. It's going to be your knowledge, because it's going to be knowledge of yourself, because you're going to start proving and doing the practices and learn about this, about your own knowledge, okay? So I hope you really liked the video. It's with a lot of love, and I'm open to answer any of your questions. Thank you very much.